But before we carry on, we are going to be going over to the University of the Free State. We know there that 24 students were arrested at the university. That was on the main campus in Bloemfontein. The arrests came after they blockaded the busy Nelson Mandela Drive next to the campus during student protests over registration challenges. We believe that the police, of course, used stun grenades to disperse the protesters. Our reporter is there this morning, Aphumelele Mdlalane. We're going to get an update from her and find out how things are going. I tried when I was speaking to the Chancellor there, Professor Bonang Mohale, to find out what the university stance is on the arrest of these students. I couldn't get too much out of him, Aphumelele, basically just telling me that they want to put the students' needs first, but he was sort of quite hesitant to answer what the fate is of these students is right now. Perhaps you can answer that question. What is the situation? All right, we thought we had got that sound up and running. Let me try one more time. Aphumelele, are you able to hear us now?
Yes, Leanne, I can hear you. We're outside the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court. This is where the students moved to in solidarity of the 24 students that were arrested yesterday. I was earlier on talking to the SRC member-elect, Tebogo Sakos, was just taking us through to exactly what really transpired that led to the arrest of the students.
Good evening, good morning, and good morning to the viewers. What happened was when students wanted to enter campus to meet with academic advisors, we were met outside with private security that was unleashed on students, which has been for the entire week and the past week as well, who continuously threaten us and violently assault students outside and inside of campus. And so when students were met with such violence yesterday and could not enter campus, well, of course, we did manage to enter campus during the course of the week. But the entire week we have just been continuously beaten and threatened by this private security.
What have been your demands?
The demands are very simple. Students must register, number one. Now, issues are that NSFAS is not allocating funds to students. And now the concessions of the university does not allow students to register without the 2080 of provisional registration, of which many students do not have. And it's not the provisional registration that is not the issue. There's a threshold of debt to be of outstanding fees that you have to reach to be able to register provisional. You need to have a threshold of about 20,000. You must owe fees of 20,000 and below, and NSFAS students is 25,000 and below.
So you are saying the historical debt needs to be scrapped in order for students to register?
Yes, that threshold is not enough. Students must just be allowed to register provisionally, and of course, pressure must be put on NSFAS to allocate the funds. But in the meantime, students must be allowed to register in the institution. The institution, they have database of students, and they can easily register students. They know students who are NSFAS students, senior students who are NSFAS students, and who meet the minimum requirement. So while they are still waiting for NSFAS, those students, all of them, they must be allowed to be registered for free. And also, I also want to note, I also want to pass on a message to the University of the Free State that the continuous harassment, the continuous violent harassment and assault they've unleashed on students through the use of private security within the institution is not going to threaten us. We're not threatened at all. They're not going to neutralize us. In fact, we are more than motivated after the events of yesterday to go and fight for students.
That simply means you'll go back to the street.
We're going back. When we live here, we're going back until every student is registered. So what is happening? The University of the Free State is paying these securities over 70,000 on a daily basis. They pay them over 70,000 on a daily basis. And of course, this private security, they incite violence because it works on their favor.
You also allege that there's a student that is facing some injuries, and you're saying that is because of the private security.
Yes, from the very first day they've arrived, they've been beating us. And recently, the casualties have been worse than other days because we're being beaten with batons, pepper sprays. They unleashed guns on us the other day on campus. And like I said, it works in the favor of the private security to incite violence against students because they earn so much money. If there's no violence on campus, they won't get that 70,000 that they're getting on a daily basis. And so instead of the university enabling students to go and register, they take out 70,000 or well over more than 70,000 on a daily basis to pay this private security instead of allowing students to register.
Sako, let me just interject. The Minister of Higher Education, Minister Nelson Mandela, yesterday did mention that they will reprioritize, NSFAS holders in terms of the budget. What's your take on that?
Well, I think Nelson Mandela must just resign. Nelson Mandela must just resign. He's the biggest enemy of students right now as we speak. We are in this situation right now because of people like Nelson Mandela. So Nelson Mandela must step down.
All right, that is the SRC member-elect was saying that, of course, they will fight until demands are met. After they are done here at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court, as we know, 24 of the students are appearing. They will go back to the streets and fight for what they call a free education. It's back to you.
Very, very much for that update. So getting the latest there from the University of the Free State, students are not backing down. They want their demands met. Apologies just for that little bit of a break in the sound, but it eventually got off and we managed to get the gist of the story. But